The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello, I'm Rex Lita with the news. Thanks for joining us. In this edition, violence devastates Wasami communities, vandalism fuels power crisis, and Matupit boys ready for rugby sevens. A devastating wave of violence 2 weeks ago has left multiple communities on Wasami Island and surrounding areas of Lake Kutubu in ashes. What began as a sudden local tragedy quickly escalated into widespread displacement and millions of kina in property destruction.
The unrest was triggered by the sudden illness and unexpected death of Moses Mevayu, the prominent chairman of the Kutubu Special Purpose Authority. Reports indicated that Mevayu fell ill shortly after attending a funeral on Wasami Island. Following his passing, grief quickly turned to anger as relatives and settlers leveled accusations of sorcery against local inhabitants. In a swift and violent retaliation, mobilized groups moved through the area, burning entire settlements to the ground. Both K Point Village and Siraga Village have been heavily targeted, with homes and personal properties completely destroyed. Terrified families, including women and children, were forced to flee their burning homes, seeking refuge deep within the surrounding jungle. Prominent leader for Kutubu, Alan Ricks, condemned the incidents, calling them unnecessary and urging the community to remain calm. He emphasized the importance of allowing the legal system to handle the situation appropriately.
To our people, this is a challenge. It is also a challenge to the community. We have been resilient. We have never had this sort of issues experienced in the past. We can see that there are many issues that are coming up because of this social sort of changes in terms of projects are coming in terms of other things are happening. Issues of such can happen in any way, any situation, it can trigger. And so my message to our people is that we have to be vigilant and allow to address issues in a way that we can understand, not taking matters into our own hands.
Mr. Ricks further stated that Kutubu leaders wasted no time but stepped in and assisted the victims. Currently, relief supplies are actively being delivered to the victims at Wasami Islands, with the president of Kutubu local level government, John Pipikila, on the lead.
And so we started the relief sort of assistance program last week. Not last week, I think. Last weekend. So we have seen some response to that. The Kutubu local government, under the leadership of our president, our current president, Honorable John Pipikila, and the team is now currently on the ground. And so there's another team on the ground that's also supporting with the president. And I'm also coordinating with the other team that we have. And so we do also have small local contractors working on some community infrastructure projects, and so they are within that community. And so as part of these social community obligations, we are also part of the community.
As local authorities evaluate the full scale of the destruction, the immediate focus remains on locating the displaced villages and restoring peace to the region. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Provincial and district leaders across the southern region were urged to help fight corruption by refraining from using stolen public funds to support their families. Acting Deputy Commissioner Thomas Elu said this during the Southern Regional Commissioners' Breakfast Workshop yesterday in Port Moresby.
Acting Deputy Commissioner Thomas Elu is concerned that corruption is destroying the fabrics of the society and is teaching the next generation the wrong values. He therefore said those who are responsible for public funds must use them properly and refrain from using stolen public funds to feed their family.
Another meeting is to ask serious questions about ourselves, what we're doing. Are you doing the right thing? Or you're contributing to what's already on the wall? PNG is a very corrupt country.
Elu said the future generation of this country will fall victim to corrupt practices if corruption is not mitigated, especially at the subnational level.
For our children and our grandchildren and the future generation of this country. If we don't make tough decisions now to change the environment and eradicate corruption, or do they have a chance to enjoy life? Or they will become victims of our ignorance of today.
It told the participants that many of them had worked in the public sector for decades and understood how the public system works. Therefore, they have the responsibility and leadership to change the system they see as corrupt.
Please, we owe it to Papua New Guinea. We owe it to our children. We owe it to our future generation. When you go back to your provinces, districts, I know plenty of you work long time finishing all, and you definitely sabi when something is wrong inside your administration to you.
Elu highlighted the substantial public funds managed by provinces and districts, noting that approximately 1.18 billion kina in PSIP and DSIP funds were released in 2025, including 916 million kina to 96 districts and 220 million kina to 22 provinces. Other than this, public funds are not used for their intended purposes due to corruption.
Yeah, they know exactly how much money is down on one vote. And who's giving them these informations? You, Mia? Or sit down the street, or film FF3, FF4. They know who to give it to in the administration. Because that officer, public servant, and by commission after money is being drawn.
Elu urged the provincial and district leaders to work with ICAC to prevent corrupt practices and apply institutional integrity and accountability for effective systems and a collective commitment to serving the public interest. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Residents across Port Moresby are facing severe rotational load shedding as PNG Power battles a major electricity shortfall. The utility company says vandalism of transmission infrastructure combined with El Nino drought conditions and power station issues have significantly reduced electricity generation in the nation's capital.
PNG Power says deliberate damage to transformation line equipment has contributed to widespread power outages across Port Moresby. The utility has identified cracked insulator discs along the L545 transmission line linking the Dirio gas power station to the Kanudi switch yard, taking 28 megawatts of generation offline. PNG Power says prolonged dry conditions during the El Nino have also caused heavy dust build-up on the line's installators, leading to electrical faults and further damage. The company is urging the public to report any vandalization power infrastructure, warning that such actions affect homes, hospitals, schools, and businesses. Low water levels at Sirinomo Dam and reduced hydro generation, along with fuel and equipment problems at terminal plants, further worsen the supply shortage. PNG Power says work is underway to restore the transmission line, bring additional generation online, and improve system reliability. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Port Moresby International Airport is undergoing a major overhaul with billions of kina aimed at creating a conducive environment for the traveling public while also serving as an hub that can encourage investment. Chairman of the National Airports Corporation, Jacob Anger, highlighted this development during a business breakfast this morning.
The National Airports Corporation Board Chairman told the Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry business breakfast this morning that the 2.5 billion kina announced by Prime Minister James Marape on June 5, 2026 will strategically increase the airport standard to meet global standards. This will be achieved through the upgrade of infrastructure, building of new facilities to boost travelers' experience, and minimizing challenges like flight delays, customer frustrations, and related issues. The redevelopment is being implemented through a public-private partnership.
This is that the collaboration between the private sectors and the publics has been disarrayed in the last few years. We've been operating in silos, and I took my hat off for the fact that us, as owners of the institutions like National Airports Corporation, has not open up and telling the business community, so look, that's where we're trying to go. Why can't business that comes to the airport? 60% of them are short stays. They want to do business, and we'll trap all of them at the airport, and that's something I want to showcase to yes. One of the most important things to give confidence to the business community, confidence in terms of having a proper structured approach to development in Papua New Guinea to the airport.
The redevelopment includes the reconfiguration of domestic and international terminal and commercial lab development. The commercial lab will feature a retail lab, recreational lab, shopping mall, airport hotel, and others. About 1.6 million people travel to and from Jackson's International Airport in 2025, and Anga outlined how this can attract investors to invest there.
2 to 3 million coming through, and that's when you focus your business around the airport, you have a 3 million direct customers that are exposed to your business, and that is very critical numbers for us. 150 million, I wish all that money is given to us every day. 2.5 billion is the total investment that the government is putting in. The investment is going to be public-private partnership. We're getting it out there in the market to get operators around the world to come and be part of it. What we're trying to do is create a platform where a vehicle that can have equities in all participation of investments.
The Jackson's International Airport is NAC's flagship gateway for international visitors, investors, and tourists. Mason Lewis, TV1 News.
Growing inflation, high asset prices, and elevated valuations in major global markets are impeding Papua New Guinea from harnessing its growing pool of investment capital to support economic development. This was a key message from the Chief Executive Officer of Number 1 Super, Lachlan Bayard, during a panel discussion at the Business Advantage PNG Investment Conference in Brisbane, Australia. Bayard said a stronger financial system is crucial to attracting additional domestic and foreign investment, adding that it will create conducive environment to give confidence to investors and an appropriate return and have security over their investments. This is TV1 News. Among stories after the break, Divine Word begins 30th anniversary awareness activities and Lay receives new fire trucks.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Oh, what a game this has been. With a minute to go, it all comes down to this.
And here they come. They go wide. Passes to Becky. He juggles. Kicks it. Who'll get there? Lokara, he's over. What a try. All the emotions are flowing. Jubilation, ecstasy, what a game.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Guest! Oh no! And the bathroom smells like this!
A fancy hand wash, come to the front! Lufa older than Uncle Fufa! Please hide behind! Last year's face wash, time to cover your face!
You can hide all that junk, sure, but how will you hide the smell anymore?
Godrej Air Pocket!
Wow! With Power Gel technology, keeps the bathroom fresh for up to 30 days. Godrej Air Pocket. Bye-bye bad smell. Hello sweet fragrance.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
Welcome back. Prime Minister James Marape arrived in Honiara yesterday ahead of the inaugural Papua New Guinea Solomon Islands Investment Conference as the two neighboring Melanesian countries seek to strengthen economic ties and create new opportunities for their people. The conference will be held at the Heritage Park Hotel in Honiara starting today, August 19th, and ends tomorrow.
Prime Minister James Marape is in Honiara, Solomon Islands for the inaugural Papua New Guinea Solomon Islands Investment Conference. The conference is running under the theme From Opportunity to Investment, Building the PNG Solomon Islands Growth Corridor. Mr. Marape is scheduled to address the conference alongside Solomon Islands Prime Minister Matthew Vail. The two-day conference officially opened today. Government leaders, investors, business executives, financial institutions, and development partners from both countries are participating. The conference is expected to focus on investment opportunities, private sector partnerships, and practical ways to expand economic cooperation between PNG and Solomon Islands. It also aims to strengthen the growing relationship between the two Melanesian countries and translate shared economic opportunities into tangible benefits for their people. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
100 inmates at Buimo Correctional Institution graduated from a pre-release training program designed to prepare them for successful reintegration into society after release. The 8-week program covered financial literacy, life skills and vocational training. Supported by the Australia PNG Law and Justice Partnership, Australia High Commission Minister Councillor Elizabeth Libas said equipping inmates with skills and support helps strengthen families, improve community safety and reduce reoffending. Boimo Commander Michael Wundia urged the 100 graduates to use their new skills to support themselves, their families and their communities upon release. Divine Word University has commenced public awareness activities leading up to its 30th anniversary Festival of Legacy and Vision, with vibrant motorcades held in Rabaul, Port Moresby and Madang, bringing together staff, students, alumni, cultural groups and supporters in colorful displays of pride, unity and community spirit.
Under the theme celebrating 30 years of excellence, service and transformation, the motorcades serve to raise awareness of the DW upcoming 30th anniversary celebration and invite communities to participate in the commemorative events planned across the campuses. DW Rabaul campus began its 30th anniversary celebrations on 3rd August with a motorcade through the Tokwa and Vunapope areas. On 4th August, students from Kabalio Teachers College showcased their creativity through songs and artwork, while students from St. Mary's School of Nursing parade and demonstrated the various areas of nursing services as part of the celebrations. The DW Port Moresby campus commenced its anniversary activities over the recent weekend with a successful motorcade through the nation's capital, drawing participations from staff, students, alumni, and supporters. In Madang, the university's founding campus continued the momentum yesterday with a vibrant motorcade that traveled through key locations including 4 Mile Market, Palasigo Market, Newtown Plaza, Madang Town, and Bates Oval. Divine Word University President Professor Father Philip Gibbs said the anniversary celebrations provide an opportunity to reflect on the university's journey and its contribution to producing graduates who continue to serve communities throughout Papua New Guinea and beyond. The celebration will culminate in the Festival of Legacy and Vision at the DW Madang campus from 20th to 22nd August 2026. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Local MP and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso received 2 fully serviced and equipped fire trucks from the Australian government on Tuesday at the Lae Fire and Rescue Service Station. 1 fire truck will remain in Lae, while the other will be sent to Tari in Hela Province.
A formal handover of 2 fire trucks was conducted on Tuesday, August 18, 2026, between Lae MP and Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso and the Australian government's representative in Lae, Consul General Brenton Kenowski. The 2 fire trucks, one for Lae and another for Tari, were brought aboard the Royal Australian Navy's Australian Defence Vessel Reliant and formally handed over to the PNG Fire and Rescue Service on August 8, 2026. Deputy Prime Minister Rosso had initially requested for the vehicles when the Deputy Speaker of Queensland Parliament and Chair of the Parliamentary Friends of PNG, John Krause, had visited Lae in April.
So these are things that sister city relationships help us, and also the MOU between the Queensland government and the PNG government. So through that meeting, I'd like to thank the consul. Through that meeting, the request went out to his office, and after we had the discussion, and now you see the presentation of 2 fire engines. One goes to Tari. That's for the establishment of the new fire station there. But one comes here to the 2nd largest city in Papua New Guinea to bolster and support a very good fire department in Lae. I'd like to also offer my thank you and appreciation to the commander and his men, the officers and men of the Lae Fire Department. Your turnout, presentation, the outlook, the upkeep, yourself personally, the discipline, the presentation of the fire area second to none. Excellent. So commendations to the leadership and the men and women here at the Lay Fire Department.
Kenoski said the fire trucks have been repaired, reserviced, and are good for use for the next 10 to 20 years.
The PNG Fire Service, as you can see, already uses Queensland trucks, and so by contributing more trucks from the Queensland fleet, we're actually building the capacity, obviously, for the fire service here in PNG, but we're using the same type of vehicle and the same quality vehicle, meaning that parts are interchangeable and that they can be used well around the country.
Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lay.
And now the finance report. The kina closed lower at $0.2260 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2158 US, $0.3048 Australian dollars, 0.1807 euro, and 34.62 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York closed, oil closed higher, except gold, and cocoa closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all the ordinaries closed lower as well. Stay with us. TV1 News continues after the break.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
You have to meet my best friend. She's the sweetest. Hey, check out my hair.
Which one? The one on your head or the one in the sink? Relax. Next time, just use the Mega Growth Anti-Damage Relaxer. It's infused with wonder oils and conditioning proteins for visibly less hair breakage after retouching. Now your hair looks great.
Thank you.
Mega Growth Anti-Damage No-Like Cream Relaxer for visibly less hair breakage after retouching.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning abroad, the town of Portland on Victoria's southwest coast has quickly become ground zero for the state's battle against bird flu. Just 2 weeks after recording the first case, hundreds of birds have died in recent days and washed up on the town's beaches. And locals say the authorities have been silent, forcing them to take the cleanup into their own hands.
Two weeks ago, Victoria's first case of H5 bird flu was detected here in Portland. Today, the town's beaches are littered with carcasses.
I've just counted 24 dead birds, and the same thing on Sunday. We went for a walk along this beach, the same number.
To see as many birds as we did this morning, it was just like, what do we do here?
Joshua Pearce has been watching the number of dead birds around Portland climb rapidly, but says disposing of them has become a problem.
You'll often see silver gulls and other birds coming right up to those corpses, and that's a very real vector risk, and then it just keeps spreading.
Today, he's met up with 2 volunteers who have come to the beach in masks and gloves to pick up dead terns.
Many of them would be more than happy to take care of these birds, remove them, of course, and dispose of them in a safe way, but that does put a bit of an unfair onus onto the community.
But just how to dispose of the dead birds has left locals confused. Some have been told by authorities to double bag the dead birds and put them in the bin, while others, who don't have access to landfill rubbish collection, have told the ABC they've resorted to burning or burying the birds.
There should be some authority telling us what to do. We don't know what to do.
The ABC approached the Victorian Department of Environment for comment, but did not receive a response by deadline.
I have every confidence that all of our agriculture, chief veterinarian staff are doing everything they can to protect our wildlife in what is a very critical juncture.
We've heard and heard and heard that we're prepared for it, but there doesn't seem to be anything from authorities coming to show that they're prepared for that.
The coalition has called on the government to extend the deadline for the Anti-Semitism Royal Commission beyond its one-year anniversary. As the final hearing week looms, Liberal MP Julian Leeser says the inquiry has been unable to do its job properly without government ministers, including the Prime Minister, appearing.
Wake of the Bondi terror attack, the Anti-Semitism Royal Commission was tasked with investigating Jewish hate, but key advocates now say it's been cut too short.
It is a Royal Commission that finishes in a matter of days, and as it stands, it is a Royal Commission with unfinished business.
Sydney Liberal MP and Jewish leader Julian Leeser put forward a motion in Parliament to debate extending its December deadline, which was promptly voted down.
Questions of the debate be agenda. Put the question, those opinions say aye, against no. I think the ayes have it.
The independent inquiry has so far heard from over 200 witnesses and received 20,000 submissions. The calls to include key advocates, including former Treasurer Josh Frydenberg, have fallen flat. Julian Leeser says extending it would allow for more witnesses, including the PM and other ministers, to front up.
Let us hear from them what went wrong from the very top.
There is no division within this Parliament about the horrific nature of anti-Semitism.
Typically, Royal Commissions take years, not months, but the truncated timeline of this one is due to criminal proceedings against accused shooter Naveen Akram. Public hearings end next week, giving the inquiry less than 4 months to produce a final report. This afternoon, prominent businessman David Gonski gave evidence. He was appointed chair of the task force created to improve anti-Semitism education.
And whilst we are working hard to hopefully solve some problems, we can't solve them all.
The inquiry continues.
An Adelaide disability advocate says he was humiliated when he was removed from the Virgin Australia flight yesterday over an issue with the storage of his portable wheelchair motor. The man filmed his experience with his videos in millions of times on social media, and the airline now reviewing the matter.
I'm just about to be offloaded a Virgin plane heading to Adelaide because my smart drive can't go by my feet.
Shane Hyhoric filmed himself being taken off a crowded plane. Having boarded the Sydney to Adelaide flight with his service dog, removed, he says, when a portable electric wheelchair motor couldn't be stowed under the seat in front of him.
I can't put my bag there. I'm not going to have a smart drive roll around and hit my dog.
It made me feel humiliated. It made me feel so small. And it's just awful that this level of discrimination is occurring in the year 2026.
Mr Hyhoric says he'd taken 3 earlier flights that week with no issue and had previously been allowed to store the device in an overhead locker. But on this occasion, cabin crew wouldn't allow that.
After I got off the plane, I was at breakdown point. I was literally about to burst into tears. I couldn't believe that this was actually happening.
Virgin Australia says it has reached out to Mr Hyhoric to find out more about his experience and is reviewing the circumstances that led to what it calls an unfortunate outcome. In a statement, it says Virgin Australia remains committed to providing an accessible and inclusive travel experience for all our guests, and will seek to understand whether there are opportunities to better identify specific seating or stowage requirements in advance.
I feel that Virgin Australia just doesn't care about people with disabilities, and that needs to change.
Mr Hyhoric, who was allowed onto a later Virgin flight in a different seat, says he's lodged a complaint with the Australian Human Rights Commission.
Aboriginal groups and the Federal Indigenous Affairs Minister have slammed the anti-government's plans to open 2 new prisons in the top end, one to be built and run by a private operator. It comes as examination of the fine print shows $15 million is set to be spent on the hunt for the private provider.
Yesterday, a commitment that taxpayers would not front the costs of a new private prison facility.
Territorians would not start paying for the new prison until the day we put prisoners in it.
Today, a revelation the government has already committed $15 million to the procurement process for finding an operator. Once a proponent is awarded the contract for building and running the prison, they'll be expected to splash up to $2 billion on design and construction.
This recent announcement has got so many holes in it. We don't know what this multi-billion-dollar project could cost taxpayers, we don't know the terms of the lease, and we don't know what conditions, training for staff.
Today, Federal Minister for Indigenous Australians Malarndirri McCarthy weighed in on the new announcement, saying building bigger for-profit prisons is not a solution to crime. But while the political reaction to the new announcement has been fairly split along party lines, local stakeholders have voiced a variety of perspectives and raised questions about the nature of the public-private partnership. The Aboriginal legal sector concerned by what privatisation means for prisoner welfare.
What we're actually going to do with this approach is create an industry in the Northern Territory that has a vested financial interest in keeping prison rates high.
But the construction sector sees it as an economic boost if the government can make the private contractor employ local builders as opposed to interstate firms.
We've got the time now to get the settings right around it, so around the local procurement, and that should be something that the government says to the proponent, you do this, you go local first.
After a 12-month procurement process, the government says it wants the new centre open by 2032.
A scholar and teacher is sharing her story of being unable to attend school in the 1960s and 70s. Judith says it was an incredibly lonely experience, but 50 years later, she is determined to show those who struggle with school that it's never too late to learn.
56-year-old Judith says she was a happy child when she was at home. Due to early problems with eczema and asthma, that was a lot.
So to start with, I was just missing school because, actual health reasons.
She became a curiosity to the other kids and didn't like the attention. It only ramped up as she fell further and further behind.
The teacher would put us at the front of the class, facing the class, to stand there for a while basically as dancers. This is where I started to feel sick before school. The anxiety just was too much.
So she stayed home even more.
Judith read a lot of books and started teaching herself piano and Latin. She went on to become a scholar and teacher.
Can you tell me what the first person singular present active indicative is?
Being made a dunce sounds, pardon the pun, old school. But School Can't Australia says feeling shame in the classroom is just as relevant to children today.
Sometimes it happens in reverse. Instead of being punished, people are rewarded. You know, you get your name up on the board if you've done well. But if you're the kid whose name never gets up on the board, that can impress on a young person just as significantly as being publicly shamed.
Judith has some regrets about the impact School Can't has had on her socially, but no qualms about the effect on her learning.
I reckon I went to school half of my 14 years. I have a PhD and I teach Latin and Ancient Greek.
And that ends the news segment. Next in sports, CRU finals race heats up and ICC referee praise PNG cricket.
Always on WhatsApp? Then this is your style of banking with TISA. Check your account balance or even chat with a TISA bank agent. Get started today by following these simple steps. 1. Save TISA Bank's official WhatsApp number in your phone. 2. Open WhatsApp and send a simple hi. 3. Follow the menu to start banking. It's that easy. TISA Bank. Banking on change.
Use Savetu Wholesome Condom and Wambla way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy. Tingim, use him condom long right pla way. Stop safe na look out him you yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you know save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This pla talk save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Dad's gonna be home soon. Dinner's not ready. He's gonna be mad. Mom's trying her best. If it's not ready, oh no. I'm proud of my old man. If he can change, anyone can.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso irresistible fragrance.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and sheds stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
Watch NRL anywhere on the go on your smartphone with the Digicel TV app. Visit any Digicel flagship store nationwide and choose from a range of affordable smartphones that are perfect for streaming NRL live. We have the Samsung Galaxy A series all ready to run the Digicel TV app smoothly. Download the free Digicel TV app now. Activate the sports package and enjoy live NRL matches, highlights, and more.
Welcome back. With 6 exciting rounds remaining in the 2026 Pepsi CRU season, the battle for a place in the finals is intensifying, particularly among the top 6 teams of the Premier Men's competition. A lot at stake also for the Open Women, a reserve and youth competitions.
Pepsi CRU competition manager Eddie Galale said the men's premier competition had reached a critical stage with 4 weeks remaining and 6 senior teams battling for the top 4 finish.
Our finals are going to start on 19th of September, so straight after the Independence weekend, that's when we start. But it's been going very well. The next 4 weeks is very telling for the men's premier comp because you got number 6 right through to number 1 vying for the top 4. So it should be really interesting.
Galale is confident the competition will produce an exciting finish in mid-September. He identified Valley Hunters and Kramer APAC Brothers as the 2 most consistent and benchmark clubs in the CRU competition over the last 2 years.
We're looking at a really good finish to the season. It would be the tightest finish yet that we've ever had. Yeah.
Galale also tipped Brothers to continue their dominance and claim what would be their 10th consecutive grand final title in 2026. Brothers achieved a record 9 consecutive grand final victories last year, a feat that had not previously been accomplished in the competition.
I'm gunning for Brothers to make it the 10th consecutive grand final. The feat that they achieved last year, 9 consecutive grand finals, that hasn't been done in the past. So yeah, it's been those 2 teams that have set the benchmark, and following closely behind, you got Harlequins, who is as expected, and not forgetting MBB Marlins, who's shaking the top 3 now.
TVWAN Sports.
12 young men from Matupit Island will become trailblazers when they begin their new rugby journey, representing their community at the upcoming Cairns Rugby Sevens tournament, scheduled for October this year. The boys flew into Port Moresby early this week to join other members of the Port Moresby select side to finalize their preparations for the tour.
The team is being developed under the sports development program of the Port Moresby Matupit Choir, bringing together raw rugby talents from Matupit Island, Rabaul District, and choir members based in Port Moresby. Providing these boys this rare opportunity to play rugby sevens on the international stage is a far cry to the daily routine of paddling across to the active volcanic slopes every morning to dig meters deep for megapod eggs, traditionally harvested from deep barrows in the volcanic ash around Mount Tavurvur, which fits well with the team name Matupit Tigers. Prominent former captain and veteran lock of the PNG National Rugby Union team Pukpuks, Willie Rickers, and fellow Pukpuk Gun Centre and Matupit's favourite son Raymond Romulus are spearheading this initiative, providing the opportunity for young players to develop their skills, gain valuable experience, and represent Matupit on the biggest stage.
For rugby itself, we've done a lot of we've done trials in the village to identify talent, and we were overwhelmed by the number of persons who try to participate. Mainly young children. We have a age bracket of 16, 18-year-olds that really want to come out on a pathway to playing outside and being exposed.
They initially picked 16 from the trials, but trimmed down to 10 who travelled to Port Moresby early this week to join up with the Matupit Choir team.
A bunch of great young fellows from home, and the folks back home, Matupit, have taken ownership of the team itself. It's created a bit of a culture and tradition from what they do separately from when they go and dig megapod eggs and during the day, and then train in the morning and afternoon, but in between they do the daily activities. So there's a bit of a tradition surrounding how they handle themselves. It's a blessing actually to be joining this team, doing something different with boys from home.
With preparations now underway in Port Moresby, Matupit Diggers will continue their training and development as they work towards the Cairns trip in October. Raymond Romulus expands further on the boys' training schedule and process, including other human components that can add value to their development.
It wasn't expected. In fact, we only came across it around December, January. It's actually a tournament that's been run in Cairns by, I believe, the Fijian community, and it runs in tandem to push and support labour mobility among Pacific Islanders. That's from my understanding, and so it falls in line with our programs. Ultimately, with the programs, we want to give the youth, both male and female, an opportunity to do well for themselves and you know, to further education and chase their dreams. So
Romulus is also reaching out to corporate and business houses and individuals to join them in a major corporate dinner fundraiser on the 27th of August to support the Motorpit Choir initiatives which rugby and other programs come under. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Following the conclusion of the ODI series ICC match, referee Kent Hannon spoke highly of the level of cricket displayed throughout the 5 days. Thailand women won the series over Papua New Guinea after securing a 5-wicket victory in the third and final ODI at Amini Park on Monday. Cricket PNG looks forward to hosting more international cricket at Amini Park, providing Papua New Guinea national teams with valuable opportunities to gain international experience and prepare for future competitions.
Here in Port Moresby, seeing how the Liwas too prepared extremely well. They were very professional in the way they came to the ground, played the game, and with their warm downs, etc. over the course of the series. So Papua New Guinea in cricket with Chairman Harrison and head coach McCaskill is in extremely good hands. Port Moresby was a terrific place to come and visit. It is a cosmopolitan city that is extremely safe when you look after yourself and you stay within the boundaries that.
Ahead of this interim welterweight championship fight in New Zealand, PNG professional boxer John Ume says he is confident he can end the bout early. Although the fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, Ume says he will ensure they don't go the entire rounds. Ume will face Hamza Pewaisi in October. The PNG ring monster departed the country on Monday and is currently training in Australia.
KYC, yes, he's the one when we go against him in New Zealand and yet. So I am confident that we might do a short fight, not long. I'm not expecting a long fight now. So how I started my fight in a different, on a different note, I'll end it on a different note.
With 57 days to go before the 2026 Rugby League World Cup, England National Rugby League team head coach Brian McDermott has warned his players to prepare for a faster and more tiring game when the World Cup begins. McDermott has been showing his Super League players videos of NRL matches to help them adjust to the different style of football. The England National Rugby League team head coach Brian McDermott has given his potential players what to expect in the coming World Cup, as he points out the areas where his team will be looking to work on. He said the main concern is the 6-again rule, which will be new to many of his Super League players. He said the rule can make the game faster and increase the amount of fatigue in his players. McDermott said his men must learn to adjust quickly to the NRL style, but noted most Super League players are capable of handling the NRL style of football. McDermott is also concerned that players could become much more tired during the World Cup matches than they normally do in the Super League games. McDermott said his players are aware that the level of fatigue in the game is going to be different from what they are used to in the Super League. He is hoping for the best. England have 11 NRL-based players in their performance squad, including Herbie Farnworth, Morgan Knowles, Dominic Young, Kai Pierce-Paul, Morgan Smithies and AJ Brimson. Super League players including Jay Kona and Junior Nasemba are also hoping to earn places in the World Cup squad. England will open the World Cup campaign against Tonga at HFV Park on October 17th. They will face France on October 24th before playing Papua New Guinea Crummels on October 30th. The Bowen Basin in central Queensland, Australia is known as coal country, and when workers knock off for the day, you'll find many practicing a new skill. Moronba's Darts Club has taken on a second life as a bustling place for the community to get together.
Eyes on the prize, lining up the perfect aim. Darts can be a casual game or serious. It's for anyone who wants to have a throw.
Fitness level, it doesn't have to be high intense. So something different, I don't know, I get a bit of a kick out of it, I enjoy it. It can be as competitive or as fun as you want it to be.
The local darts hall in Moranbah is the place to be on a Tuesday night.
You don't have to be the best, you just come in, have a beer, listen to music, throw some darts, and it just clears your head a bit.
A few years ago, the club folded, but some dedicated members were determined to bring it back to life.
We come back in, we gradually grew from no one back to, I think we're 60-something members last season.
They host weekly social nights and regular tournaments, along with fundraising events.
Just have a fun night, you know, bit of a breakaway from, especially the lads living in the camp.
Moranbah is home to 9,500 people, a majority working in the mining industry. Mine work can be isolating, with long shift work hours and fly-in, fly-out workers, hundreds of kilometres away from their families. The Darts Club offers a place for social connection.
We really push the mental health side of things for the people who are away from their families, who aren't lucky enough for the locals to come home every night.
The newer players learn from the veterans.
Keep your body still. Yeah. Throw with your arm, not your whole body. Rhythm, how to count. A lot of it's counting. So 90% of the game is math, knowing where to go next.
While these players are here just to have some fun, there are plans in the works to put sport on a Commonwealth stage. Competition aside, for this club, it's all about bullseyes and banter.
And now the weather forecast. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby and Daru, mostly clear skies. Alatau, partly cloudy with few showers. Mamase, Ley, partly cloudy. Vanimo, becoming cloudy with occasional rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy with few showers. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, partly cloudy to clear skies with windy conditions. And Highlands region, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy with chances of few evening showers. Bans, Kundiawa and Garoka, partly cloudy with chances of afternoon and evening showers. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate to occasionally rough with southeast winds at 15 to 25 knots. Solomon Seas, seas moderate to occasionally rough, becoming rough at west with southeast winds at 15 to 25 knots, reaching to 33 knots at times. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to patches rough, becoming very rough over the gale warning areas with southeast winds at 15 to 20 knots, reaching 47 knots over gale warning areas. Pacific Ocean, seas light with southerly winds at 25 to 33 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of Samurai to mainland Milne Bay and all its eastern and northern islands to Cape Vogel, seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 2.5 meters to 3 meters at times. Waters from Finschhafen through Vitiaz and Dampier Straits to CRC and Long Island, seas 2 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters or more at times. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by